From all these comments, it's clear to see that our presenters love their jobs, but they're not wearing blinders. They don't shy away from discussing the ups and the downs of these types of careers.
So first of all, it's a really fun job. I mean, you go to White Sox games, Cubs, Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, and you're sitting there in a press box and you look out and it's a beautiful day at U.S. Cellular Field. The press box are the best seats in the house, and you're sitting there and you're like, these people here are all paying to see this, and I'm getting paid to be here. So there are a lot of great days. So if you love sports, I will tell you, it's an incredible job. And not just television, but any kind of sports journalism is just wonderful. Now, I will also tell you, television, you all think it's a very glamorous job. It's about the most unglamorous job that you can think of. You guys just see the finished product, and you guys just see us in front, you know, standing. I'm lucky if I'm even there 2 seconds before, not out of breath, my hair is brushed, I have makeup on, and you can even think of what you want to say. There's so much that goes on before what you guys see. I'll just tell you a typical day. A Cubs game, a 1:20 start. We are there at 9 in the morning, 3.5 hours before the game. Then a game can be, as we all know, anywhere from 2 hours to a rain delay 7 hours. Then everybody's gone, and I'm there 3 hours after the game, again live. So, I mean, you've got long days, and people don't realize, even though you only see a minute and a half, it takes all day long to prepare for that. So I will tell you, you have to love what you do.
I love my job. When the alarm clock goes off at 3:15 in the morning, I actually look forward to going to work. And I will tell you, if you want to make some decent money someday, it is very difficult to make decent money doing something that you don't like to do. And you'd be shocked if you knew what percentage of the people out there in the real world dread going to work. It's a big percentage. The communications industry is very attractive. It's fun, it's exciting, and regardless of how much money you are making or not making, I don't think there are too many people that I work with who don't enjoy their job.
Be prepared for low pay. I've had interns say to me, I've said, why do you want to be in this business? You can make a lot of money. Yeah, okay. I work at Channel 26. Don't tell me you make a lot of money. But really, you will have to very possibly leave your home, go to another city, possibly another state. Your first job, you will probably work very hard for long hours, and you may not make that much money. And you have to work your way up. Be prepared for that if you really want to be in this business.
But, you know, it's all about making sacrifices, and each one of us along the way have had to do that. I've worked in, I did the same thing, actually. I worked in Rockford briefly. I worked in the Quad Cities for my first morning show. I worked in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I worked in Orlando, Florida, then went to Denver, Colorado, and then here to Chicago. So, you know, I have a personal relationship with a lot of moving companies that I spend a lot of time on the road.
Be ready to go to some small place you can't even find on the map. A place that's so small that when someone tells you to go to hell, you are happy with that suggestion because hell will be a step up from where you're living right now. Be sure that this is what you really want to do because it will consume your entire life. All of it, like it or not, good or bad. Having said all that, there's nothing I'd rather do.
Nothing I'd rather do. Job satisfaction's a common theme with MediaDotCom speakers, and they always try to offer our students helpful, real-world advice.
You have to build relationships before someone will trust you to work on their project, to be involved in what they're doing.
My thing is, don't let anybody ever discourage you from doing what you want to do. If I hadn't listened to my parents then after some wonderful professors who were very encouraging, don't get me wrong, but they said absolutely not. Anybody will hire you if they see something in you and if you work hard enough. And I went there for the interview and I just sold myself, and that's how I got in the door. But that gets me back to the point, the more you know is better.
But for every single night at a movie premiere, there are 10,000 days of standing outside in the cold, telling people at home that it's too cold for smart people to be standing outside in the cold. So for every time that I wonder how I was so lucky to get the job I have, I wonder how in the world did that person over there get their job? Because they're not supposed to be working with me. So if you decide that you seriously want to pursue broadcasting today in this increasingly profit-driven environment where people often count less than dollars, I would advise you right now to think again. If, after that, you're ready to sacrifice, make your own breaks, not give up when your friends are partying, are making way more money, are being treated with respect, or you're being treated like, well, I'll filter this, like dirt, to put it mildly, then all I can say to you is God bless you, and welcome to the world of broadcast journalism.
Things don't always go smoothly in showbiz, especially in those early days. Jose Sanders explains one of his embarrassing moments.
Don't let this happen to you. This was when I was in Little Rock, and I was first starting out. And if you're in those small places, you wind up doing everything. You know, you edit, you write, you shoot, you know, and you produce. And I was doing my first little kind of anchor job was like the morning cut-ins, morning news breaks, the updates for an NBC station I was working for at the time. And it was one of those things where I come in early in the morning, you know, I must have been about maybe 22 or something like that. And I would have to edit the tape from overnight for the stories, write the stories, bring the tapes into the tape room. Even, you asked about teleprompter, we had a foot control for the teleprompter. I was even rolling my own teleprompter, you know. So it was an all one-man operation. So one day, as is the story of my life, I was running a little bit late. So I had cut my tapes and everything and stuck them in the edit room and finished writing my copy and everything, and I went on the air. And I read this intro for the story, just read the best I could. I was Mac Daddy reading, you know, I was just all into it. And all of a sudden, the screen goes, I call for the tape, and then it goes black. The screen, there's nothing there. It's black. And so all of a sudden, it dawns on me, you know, while we're in black, that I forgot those tapes back in the edit room that I was working on. I forgot to bring them physically to the place to plug them in. So there's no tapes. So while the screen is on black, I assume we're off the air. I'm still new, I didn't know. But my mic is on still. So you guys forgive me, but I'm sitting here reading my stuff, and I'm calling for the tape, read it again, read it again, read it again. Then it dawned on me, I said, oh, shit, I forgot the tape. Of course, it was live. And then somebody ran back and got the tape and plugged it in and everything, and I smiled, you know, when it came back up at me, you know, and like, that wasn't me, you know, and just kind of got it, we'll be right back. Needless to say, you know, the phone rang like crazy after that, and, you know, it's the Bible Belt, and people saying, how dare you? Somebody's using obscene language while I'm trying to get my kids ready for work. And my response, because at that time I had to answer the phones too, I was like, I'm like, ma'am, I don't know who that was, but we're sure going to take care of it.